When we think about generational content creators, creators that have changed the trajectory and landscape of Twitch, one of the first faces that comes to your mind is Ninja. Ninja was the undisputed best Fortnite player during his prime and was extremely entertaining. Ninja was the face of arguably the best game of all time, but how he secretly changed the game was when he did streams with Travis Scott and even Drake.
99.9% sure we are about to break Twitch.
What's the record? Do you even know?
Okay, so the record for an individual streamer, I think is like 380,000. Pretty sure we just hit 420K.
Now that seemed like a one-off, and it was, but it gave life to the idea of streaming becoming mainstream one day. Aiden Ross was the first true desktop IRL streamer, based solely off chat interaction and video, and Aiden proved it was possible to be a successful streamer on Twitch without being a gamer. Aiden took the baton of celebrity collabs and took it further than Ninja took it. And now to the current king of Twitch, QTCinderella. Kai has learned everything from Kai and Ninja and took the baton to the moon. Kai has gotten Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, LeBron James all on stream, and that's possibly because of Ninja's stream with Travis and Drake. Without that event, who knows if Kai walks the red carpet at the Grammys or presents a award at BET, would there be a stream university, the best content event of all time? After saying all that, I have to convince you that there's someone just as or even more influential than all the names I just mentioned. And I will convince you, and that's what this video is about. This is the genius behind QTCinderella. Welcome back for another episode of The Genius Behind. I listened to your comments, I got a mic, I had some great reception, the Ludwig episode, I really appreciate that. And these videos will come out every week. The person I was talking about is QTCinderella. The way she impacts Twitch is way different than the way like Speed, Kai, or Aiden has impacted it. And I'm gonna convince you she's just as, if not more impactful than both of them. Who is QTCinderella? She's been making content for over 4 years. She's the founder and creator of the Stream Awards. If you don't know QTCinderella from anywhere, this probably is the best chance that you would know who she is. Stream Awards is the award ceremony that all the streamers go to get celebrated and to get their awards for the year that they just have. She hosts and created and founded the whole thing. Like if you don't know her from anything else, let's say you've never seen her on stream. If you've seen her, this is probably what you've seen her on the Stream Awards. She's the queen of event. She's the best event planner in the game, you know. You also have Kai, Stream University, 7 Days In, Ludwig, who I just covered in the last videos. He has great events as well. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of event makers, and she's an amazing baker. Probably one of the few streamers that's an expert in anything or like in something else. So if you don't know anything, she makes events and she hosts Stream Awards, and she is in charge of that, and it's the best events on Twitch. It's a brief overview if you've never heard of her. Gotten way more popular over the last 2 years. She's great. Okay, all right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what this video is about and why I'm excited to talk about this today. Let's talk about how she changed Twitch. Now, when you think about changing Twitch, you probably think about High Speed, Aiden, Ninja. They obviously changed the game exponentially. They made it more mainstream. A more nuanced way that QT changed the game is beyond impactful, and I don't think a lot of people recognize her for it. How her events changed the landscape of Twitch. Twitch was super separated before COVID. If I'll remember, before COVID, it was Ninja, right? In 2018, that's when Ninja was popping. That's when Fortnite was huge, and that's when Twitch was at its first initial prime before this, you know, because Twitch is in its prime of primes right now. But its first initial boom, exponential boom, was when Ninja was running stuff, right? If you remember, Twitch was super separated before COVID. So it was one streamer, and then they might play with like 5 other streamers. Everybody was in their own little box, and whatever game you played, you only played with people that played that same game. There was not much collaboration. There was not much effort for creators or other streamers to meet other streamers. It was not like that before. If you want to collab with a streamer, you have to make sure that that streamer plays your game, or your audience is gonna deviate because you're not playing the game that they're normally used to you playing. That's what Twitch was like before COVID. It was super, I stay over here, I stay over here. There wasn't a lot of mixing different niches and content groups into a room. Twitch and collabs was not a big thing back then. Right? Of course, if y'all play the same game, then of course y'all would play together, right? Going to a whole different game, a whole different niche, it was not like that. At least not what it is today, and that's for sure. And why is that important? Why do I mention the Stream Awards? Stream Awards' first show was in 2021. Stream Awards was the first event that literally forced, or not forced, but you know, made streamers If of course, because if you got nominated, you wanted to be there because this is the first award ceremony for a super niche profession, which would be streaming. And if you got nominated or if you got invited, of course, that's something you want to go to. And more often than not, streamers are super secluded. So they probably just stay at the crib and stream and go out when they have to. So if you got invited to the Stream Awards, you would have to go, right? You would go, you'd enjoy, and what would that make you do? Almost force you to meet other people. And this is super important because Streamer Awards, I have a whole section of video for Streamer Awards, but I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis. Streamer Awards has caused super niche collabs that, you know, you probably wouldn't have not met that person if you didn't go to Streamer Awards. This is basically like a microcosm of what QT does. QT will make these events, you'll get invited out to them, and chance you might not know everybody there. You'll meet somebody, and then turns out you have similar interests, and then you know this person's cooler than I thought, or this person's really nice, and then now you want to collab. And that creates like a domino effect of going to QT's events and meeting new people, and now creates collabs for other people. What I'm saying is, after Streamer Awards, people from all different sections and parts of Twitch started collabing because they met these people in person. They were like, oh, it's not that bad, and now I want to collab. Versus before Streamer Awards, pre-COVID, Twitch was super secluded, and everybody was in their own particular box. Everybody was in their own particular category, and they were all playing their own particular games, right? Because of QT. If QT didn't make Streamer Awards, it's hard, man, it might still be the same way. You know, I feel like there's a lot of effects that Streamer Awards has done that, you know, can't be unnoticed. But yeah, that's the first one. QT really does this event stuff. She's the queen of it. And I'm just detailing some of her own events that do really well. The most recent one that just came out, or just finished, I'm sorry, was Master Baker. I think this should be in the nominees for best event of the year for when Stream Awards come up, but I know that QT doesn't put her own stuff in there, but I'm just saying this event was amazing. I think this event was great. And why is this so good? It's because QT is a really amazing baker, and she does a great job of picking people that she knows will work together and have a pretty good rapport. And there's not a lot of awkward, you know, interactions at a QT event because everybody she selects to be in the events are so curated. More on that in a moment. Murder mystery is just a murder mystery, so I guess it's clues, people dress up. This is a good event as well. The Table is a group of female streamers that come around and they eat their favorite foods. And it's just a way to, I feel like, embrace women in the space, and they have their own event. I think that's cool, and that's a great event as well. She hosts that as well. Late Night with QT, you might not know this one's pretty niche, but Late Night with QT, she'll have someone on and basically just ask some questions. A lot of QT's content is collaborative based, and I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I think this is a great skill to have. This is some of her events. She's really good at her events, you know what I mean? They're pretty annual, so, you know, man, and everybody goes to a QT event. I bet people rarely say no because they don't want to go. It has to be some external reason. But yeah, she really does this event stuff. All right, I'm super excited about this part. What she has done, QT has created a new role in the Twitch space, right? I'm gonna call it the director/producer role. Obviously, we talked about all the events that QT puts together, and she produces and directs all of them. This is a role that a lot of people can play, and I feel like it kind of goes under the radar, right? Event planning is huge in Twitch, right? Some of the most successful Twitch streams were events, right? Streamer University, Streamer Games that Ludwig has, Streamer Awards are some of the, you can pencil them in for the biggest events of Twitch, and these are all events. And what also makes QT unique is that knows her strengths, right? She's not the type to bounce off the walls or, you know, do the crazy stuff, right? She's very funny and she's entertaining, but her humor is more like deadpan, you know what I'm saying, dry humor. And she knows that, but she has an eye for talent of knowing who would work together, and she knows who would create great clips. So what does she do? Puts events together. This is such a great thing because I feel like Twitch is going in an angle of, you know, events, right? Getting streamers together and doing stuff together, right? i.e. Streamer U, right? And I feel like we need more people that don't just go to events, but make events, because there's not a whole, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's a need for it, but it would help the environment, right? Because a lot of these new creators just go to events and, you know, have fun. But if you're the person that we could depend on for a good event and makes good content off that event, that's a huge upside. There's not a lot of directors in Twitch, a lot of producers, not a people that make their own events, right? To be a director/producer, you don't have to be like the life of the party. Literally shove the spotlight to everybody you invited. That's part of the events, right? She used her strength. She knows that, you know, I might not be the most craziest, energetic streamer, clip farming streamer, but she knows how to make a great event for these content creators, and she does a great job with that. I feel like this is a role that a lot of new streamers can literally look into and see if you want to do that. Like if you're watching Twitch, right, and you watch other creators and you're like, oh, I feel like these would go good together, or if you have a concept for an idea and you know that some streamers would be great in it, try and make that event happen, right? And I know what you're thinking, right? You're like, Streamer University costs a hell of a lot of money. Castanet said his bank statements are crazy. Streamer Awards is expensive. You know, streamer games is expensive. There's no way in hell. I'm a small streamer. There's no way in hell that I can put events like that together. Luckily, you don't have to. Do y'all know a small event that was extremely successful that cost zero money? Song Wars.
How this gonna work? We got 8 artists. Here's our whole bracket. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. We got Jace versus Xavier, Benji Blue Bills versus Bass Swag, Babytron versus Vine, Lil Tony versus OGZ first round. We about to get this started. I'm gonna drag them in. Yeah, that's a good bracket. First matchup, we doing Babytron versus Vine. I'm gonna go clockwise, and then we just gonna keep going through the rounds. It's 3 rounds. They all made 3 songs. They gonna choose from their song to play. How y'all gonna rank it? How y'all gonna rate it? After both songs play, you just go to keep it simple and not have to add. Y'all just gonna say which song y'all like better. You feel what I'm saying?
This event costs zero money. All Max does have to just contact some creators, say if they down, yes or no, and then they just get in a Discord call and they just play the music. That costs zero money, but this is a great event. So it's not really resource dependent. You don't have to rent out a venue and hire a bunch of people to get an event working. Song Wars costs zero money, and this event is extremely successful for Max. And this format can be used for a lot of stuff. Like you can get judged together and judge art. Y'all can judge music. This format is a great format that could be replicated that for not just music. But yeah, so as far as how she changed the landscape of Twitch, Twitch was super secluded before, and after Streamer Awards, people started meeting other streamers. Collabs became less intimidating. Space is way more mixed in. These are some of the events. These are events that QT does that do well. They're great events, and she's the queen of it. That's what I said. The role of director/producer. Now listen, let me reiterate this. A lot of movies, right? There's a lot of great actors, amazing actors, but some actors cannot write a movie for their life, right? But they're great actors, and a lot of directors are great directors, but can't act. Quentin Tarantino, I don't know how he'd be as an actor, but I don't think he'd be as good as he is a director. So, and we need both of them, right? And we got a influx of actors, but not an influx of directors. Streamer Prom went well. Streamer U went well. We're going towards an event-based economy in Twitch. And this role is at an all-time high. Directors and producers. So yeah, and Song Wars. This is just an example I'm using that this event costs no money. It's an extremely successful. Everybody involved gets content off of it. So money is not an excuse. Just be creative, be conceptual. And if you have an eye for talent and you know that these people will mix with these people well and it will create great content, then don't be afraid to reach out because it's great for the space. Now, I want to talk about the impact of Streamer Awards individually. This award ceremony does so much for Twitch. The impact of Streamer Awards. Having awards in any industry changes the industry, makes hard work tangible. What do I mean by that? If you were to walk in somebody's room and you were to look at the corner of their door and they have a bunch, like let's say they have 15, 25, 30 different gold medals hanging from their door, the first thing you'll say is, oh, this person has to be fast. But then the next thought is this person had to have worked hard. Anytime in an industry where you can put awards and incentive into the industry, it 10x's the product, right? Let's say that streamers know that they had a great statistical year and they check their Twitch dashboards and every number is at an all-time high, and they look at the revenue and this is the most money they've ever made in a year. But having a trophy, having a physical representation of how hard you worked this year changes everything, right? You can always go back in that dashboard and look, oh, this is the most money ever made. But when you have something you can hold and feel in your hand, something that's tangible, it changes everything, you know what I mean? Holding $500 cash and seeing $500 in your bank account feels like two different things. Same amount of money, but it's two different things. And why is that important? Whenever you start adding incentives into an industry, it breeds better product and it breeds a healthy competition. So it makes hard work tangible. That's the first reason. I don't think Twitch is an industry where everybody's just fiending for awards and trying to win everything, but it does give you a healthy incentive, right? Let's say you stream the whole year, you did a great job, and you get nominated for an award. Other people can also win. So it kind of gives you a gauge, it kind of gives you a purpose, like what I'm doing is getting recognized, versus if you're just streaming, right? Everybody's still streaming for fun. It's still for fun. It's nothing serious, but it does give you a little more purpose, and it does give you a little more fulfillment. Like
I actually really do just want to say how like thankful I am for all of you guys. Cause bro, like, listen, anybody in the world, okay, like I've seen some shit on Twitter recently where like could not believe the amount of support that's going on. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, okay, that are like saying that like the award shows are nothing, they mean nothing or whatever, stuff like that. Like, yo, I think the awards are a really cool thing. I think they're a really cool thing because I think they honor streamers in a way that's like streamers don't really have that opportunity, and it can still be fun and you can still want an award. I think it can be both. And so I, you know, in doing that, I obviously probably care a lot more about the award. And you know, it meant a lot to me to be able to win it. So I do just want to say like a genuine thank you. Cause I mean it. A year ago, if you would have asked me if I'd be here where I'm at, I would tell you no. And 2 years ago, if you had asked me if I'd be here where I'm at, I would have told you hell no. And 3 years ago, I had no idea what the fuck I was even doing. You know what I mean? And so I am incredibly thankful for literally everything that you guys do.
And I'm not saying that award gave her more purpose, but it definitely pointed her in the direction that I think she could be proud of, right? So it's like, oh, I can hold this trophy. I can see how hard I'm working based on this award. And it also gives people a little more purpose and gives people a little more fuel that they're going in the right direction of life, because you're getting awarded from your peers and you're getting award that other people are also worthy of. But because you really put your head down and you probably have some sleepless nights, and you know, being a streamer is you're streaming 5 times a week, it kind of gives you some fulfillment knowing that what you have done means something to people. This year there was 2 players, SGA and Jokic, if you don't know basketball, but these 2 people were the leading candidates for the MVP, and it was super close as to who would win MVP. Players were fighting for the MVP, and knowing that there's somebody else right on their tails pushes them to be a better player and to perform at a higher level, because they know that somebody's back there trying to take the award that you want. And how do I draw that back to Streamer University? Creates a better product for the viewers, right? I don't think that Senna or Valkyrie or Pokimane is looking at each other trying to see how many viewers do they have, or are they going to win Sapphire in a year? No, I don't think that's happening. But I do think there is collective out there on Twitch who wants these awards, right? I want to get best streamer of the year. I want to get breakout. I want to get rising star. I want to be the best female streamer of the year, right? And just because of that inherent want to, just having that finish line out there in the distance, it breeds a better product for the viewer. So now you might get up early for a stream to prepare for, right? Or you might do another subathon, or you might do another, 7 days straight of streaming, or you might try that super crazy concept of a stream idea, just because, that's an award that I might want. It's just inherently and subconsciously, you're going to work harder because you know that getting these awards is not easy, right? It's a hard thing to win these awards. And for the most part, these awards are a great indicator of people who've been successful in Twitch. And that's another inherent boost of these awards, right? Like last year, Senna won Best Female Streamer of the Year. And now I think this year's even better. She's been on Netflix. Wow, Senna's 10x her platform, right? So that's a good indicator. So Senna won last year, and now she's doing great this year. Jason won Best Breakout Streamer last year. And now, literally, I'm so serious, I think he's in contention for Best Streamer of the Year. I think his streams have been that great. That's a great indicator because he won Breakthrough last year, and now he's on top this year. So also, even if you don't care about these awards, let's say you do get one of these awards, there's a good indication that you have a promising future as a streamer. But yeah, this is back to what I'm saying about how QT really enriches the environment and really fertilizes and mixes everybody around, and really, oh my gosh, and she blooms some beautiful flowers of connections that we didn't know could have been, and that makes sense, right? And again, all this stuff goes back to Cutie. The beginning of Streamer Awards was rough. In 2021, that's nothing to do with Cutie. It's just we were fresh out of COVID. So 2020 was COVID. 2021 is when Streamer Awards started. You know, there were some technical issues. I'm sure that she was trying to really grow the award show. And this next award show, the one that's gonna happen in like 5 or 6 months, this is gonna be the biggest Streamer Awards ever. There's gonna be a lot of people there. It's gonna be really successful. And everybody's going to try to get into Streamer Awards, and it's going to be huge. And I think that Streamer Awards is going to be bigger than the Grammys, because this is only this is going to be their 5th rendition or 4th. This is going to be the 4th rendition of Streamer Awards, and it's going to be massive because streaming is the new direction. It's the new form of media. It's the new Disney Channel. Your niece and nephews or our kids are going to grow up on some of these streamers and be like, oh, do you remember we used to watch so-and-so constant network? Did you watch Speed? Like the same way you talk about like Austin and Ally and, you know, Cartoon Network and, you know, Amazing Order Gumball. Streamers are the next median of, you know, television. So this is why I think Streamer War is going to be so huge, because we have such an intimate relationship with these streamers. We can touch them, we can make fun of them, and we can directly give them money if you want to. Streamer Wars is going to be so huge. The upside is going to be so huge. And hope, Cutie, if you're watching this, if not already, somebody's going to offer you a lot of money to take your baby. Say no. Because Streamer Wars is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than the Grammys. Sooner rather than later. That's what I'm saying. I think it'll be bigger, worst case, in the next 10 years is going to be bigger than the Grammys. And I'm actually not done. There's also some butterfly effects that I want to talk about that Streamer Awards I think has done. So let's get into those as well. All right, so the first butterfly effect that I think Streamer Awards did, creating Stream of the Year, made Max want to do a 365. It's not pinned on his Twitter anymore, but on Max's Twitter was a tweet saying, I'm going to win Stream of the Year before I die. Why is this a butterfly effect? So without Streamer Awards, there would be no Streamer of the Year. And what Streamer Awards does, it creates a actual physical finish mark and a actual benchmark Max can use to know he got Streamer of the Year, right? Because of Stream of the Year, now Max was motivated to do 365 days of streaming. Granted, he did not complete the challenge. It did motivate him to do it, because if there's a streamer who streams every single day for a whole year, it's kind of hard not to give him this award, and that's because of Cutie making Streamer Awards. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So without this, there would be no this. And there's so many great moments from the 365 stream, and that's because of QTCinderella creating the award. QTCinderella creates these finish lines that these streamers can actually try to obtain if they want awards like this. This is the butterfly effect. Without no Streamer Awards, there is no Streamer of the Year award, and there's no Max 365. So that's one of the butterfly effects that she has created. Okay, do y'all remember when Kai was doing the Souls Marathon and he played Bloodborne, he played Elden Ring, he played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, when he was going through all the Souls games?
I want y'all to peep game. There's a reason why we're gaming. I'm gonna get this off my chest. At first, they said we need a lot of artists to do shit on streams. I'm like, okay. Let me just do that real quick. Stop it. Then we go IRL. Prove them wrong. Once we did a lot of rappers, and then we do the IRL, we prove them wrong both times. Then we go back to desktop. Desktop has been banger after banger after banger. We prove them wrong at the desktop. Gaming is something I always wanted to do, bro. And I'm gonna keep putting this gaming shit in y'all face until, bro, I'm like, I wanna be the master of all elements when it comes to this streaming shit. Alright? The master of all elements. Whatever it is, I'ma do it.
I don't think this is all because of Game of the Year. And what's the best way to prove that you're a gamer? To win Gamer of the Year. Because Stream Awards created Game of the Year, we got amazing gaming content. Seeing him rage, seeing those amazing sets that Kai does, that we get a lot of inherently great content just because of this award ceremony, right? We got amazing content because Max wanted to win Stream of the Year, and we got amazing content because Kai wanted to win Gamer of the Year. And this is really great for the content creators that really have an itch for legacy or really care about how they're remembered and they really want to be amazing at their profession. And Kai is one of those people, and Platinum and Max is one of those people. They really want to be great. And in sports, know for sure that you're great. You win a lot of awards, right? LeBron James, 4-time champion, 4-time MVP, 4 times Finals MVP. Michael Jordan, 6-time champion, 6 times Finals MVP. We know that those two players are great because they won a lot of championships. Not just because they won a lot of championships. It's because they're super decorated. And that's what Stream Awards does. We can tell a lot about who these streamers are based on some of the awards they won at Stream Awards, right? Like Jason Lewin. Like we can say like, oh, Jason won Breakout Streamer of the Year last year, but now I think he has a great chance to win IRL Streamer of the Year this year, right? So it's like, oh, okay, so there's an indication. You kind of see the progression. I'm sure it's a small percentage. I don't think all these streamers think this way, like, oh, I want to remember to be one of the greatest. I think it's a select few that want to be remembered this fondly, but you know, for the few that do want to remember epically, like, you know, Kai and Max, the Stream Awards is an amazing thing. We can tell how your streaming arc went based on some of the words you want. And then the last butterfly effect I have. Now, I'm not as confident in this one as I am with these two, but you know, I feel like there is some proof here. But Streamer Group of the Year motivated FaZe to do a group subathon. During the group subathon, FaZe was like, oh, we have to win Streamer Group of the Year now. There was an inherent motivation like, okay, we're doing the group subathon. This is hard, but we have to win Streamer Group of the Year, right? This was a big moment for them because this one they just turned FaZe into what it is now, new FaZe, and they were proving a lot of doubters wrong. They won Best Streamer Group of the Year. And it's just a great motivation, man. Awards are an amazing thing. Here's a video of Kevin Durant. If you know who Kevin Durant is, he's a top 15 player ever. And here's him after winning an award, and just to show how much awards mean to people in industries.
It's my mom. I don't think you know what you did. You had my brother when you were 18 years old. 3 years later, I came out. We were stacked, the odds were stacked against us. Single parent with 2 boys by the time you were 21 years old. Everybody told us we weren't supposed to be here. We moved from apartment to apartment by ourselves. One of the best memories I had is when we moved into our first apartment. No bed, no furniture. And we just all sat in the living room and just hugged each other. Because that's what we thought we made it. And when something good happens to you, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to look back to what brought me here. And you wake me up in the middle of the night in the summer times, making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline of my games at 8 or 9 years old. We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street, put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
So if you watch that, Katie was super emotional, and that award meant more than basketball to him. It meant a lot, and that's a lot for these creators. Some of these creators come from different backgrounds, different, you know what I'm saying, circumstances, and winning awards, it really does signify the hard work and the hardship and the stuff he had to overcome. And that's what I think Stream Awards does. Okay, just to conclude everything, put a nice little bow and everything, conclude my thoughts. QTCinderella is a GOAT. She has changed the industry of Twitch more than she knows. She's amazing. She's great. I think the space is so much better because of her. A lot of creators met other creators at QT events. And that kind of might sound like a small thing, but that means a lot. Like the amount of collaboration that she's indirectly creating and just enriching the space. She just pours fertilizer on everything and makes everything better, right? Of course, you got, you know, Kai and Speed, and, you know, you see the stuff you're doing, you're like, wow. But it's kind of hard to replicate you know, what they do because they're on such a level. But what QT does, like, she just puts everybody in the best position to be themselves. Oh shit! All right, and I wanted to do a Streamer Awards pick check-in. So I'm gonna choose some categories I think I'm familiar in, and I'm gonna tell you who's in the lead for me right now, halfway through the year for Streamer Awards. Okay, so for best FPS, I think Jinxie's gonna win because he's actually trying to do a 365 day challenge, and he's still going strong at the time of this recording. So he's doing amazing, and he's still trying to be innovative and trying to find different ways to stream. If he goes 365 days straight, I mean, he has an argument to be best streamer of the year. Rising Star, I got DDG. This is going to be unanimous. DDG is literally maybe a top 5 streamer on the platform right now, and literally he was not that a year ago. So it should be unanimous and consensus that DDG wins Rising Star. Stream Game of the Year, I got Schedule 1. I couldn't really think of that one. I couldn't really think of one, but sure, Schedule 1 was pretty popular, I guess. I might be missing a big one, but that one's for me. Content Org, I got RDC. RDC's been really consistent with their streams. Really good. I'm not gonna say this one's wide open, but FaZe, they're not doing much stuff together. OTV, not quite, but I think RDC's in the lead for that right now. Best IRL streamer, Jason should win the award. I think Jason's gonna win the award. He's has an amazing year. I think this is a career year for him. I think this is his best year of streaming ever. But Jason, I think Jason's gonna win. I also have Agent and Emily. Jason, Agent, and Emily all had career years. This is their best years of content ever, I think, in my opinion. Best event, this is gonna be unanimous. It's gonna be literally 99% of the votes. It's gonna be Streamer U. Rising Star, I got Corey2U or Snowcone. Out of everyone that went out of Streamer University, they've been putting out good content. I think Corey2U is gonna win. Best Breakout is going to be DDG. I think this is what I mean. I think Rising Star might be something different, but DDG's gonna win Breakout. He's gonna win Breakout. He's gonna win. He's gonna be unanimous. Best Variety, I got Queso. Sapphire, I think it's gonna be Emily. I think Emily should win Stream of the Year. This has been her best year of content so far. She's been amazing. She was amazing in Streamer University. She's always been, very innovative and creative in the way she makes her content, and nobody else makes it like her. So I think she should win this award. And Emiru's my second pick. Game of the Year, Jinxie, for the same reason I think he should win Best FPS. Again, streaming every day straight and still finding a way to remain creative and innovative, playing the same games is a skill not many people have, and being entertaining. And for Streamer of the Year, this is what I think is gonna win, but Kai Cenat should be in Streamer of the Year just because of Stream University, just because of the magnitude and the gravity of that event, and just him changing the landscape of streaming forever with that one event. I think he should be in contention for Streamer of the Year just off that event alone. I haven't picked anybody, but these are I think should be in conversation. I think Jason should be in contention for Streamer of the Year. He's had an amazing year. He's had some of the best IRL streams, over the past year ever. I think this is one of the best IRL years that Twitch has seen, probably next to Speed. But Speed is Speed. But Jason's had a great year of IRLs, going to Coachella, going to all different things and providing great content. And you know what's crazy? My last pick for Streamer of the Year is DDG. Like, I know it might sound crazy because you were not hearing that name a year ago, but bro, the numbers he's pulling, the content he's making, his consistency, he's one of the most consistent streamers on the platform. And he was amazing at Streamer U, and he's just been making great content for the whole year. He's been so locked, and that's so crazy. I don't think someone's gonna win. Winning Breakout Streamer and Streamer of the Year in the same year would be crazy, but he's had the most exponential jump for a streamer ever. Like, he was literally not a nobody, but streaming wasn't his thing, and now he's like one of the top 5 streamers on the platform. Halfway through the season check-in on awards, and yeah. All right. All right, so yeah, so that'll be all for the video today. I wanted to again appreciate you guys and thank you guys for the reception I got on the Ludwig video. A lot of you guys left a lot of nice comments to me saying that you know, it's a good video. Again, I appreciate that so much. And this is going to be a weekly series, so next Friday will be the next video, and every Friday after that until I run out of people to talk about. But yeah, this was a very fun video to make. Again, I want to give Cutie her flowers again because I feel like she's doing stuff that she doesn't even recognize she's doing, but I'm happy if I was able to detail or help you understand the gravity of her presence on the industry. And I will see you guys next Friday, and comment below anybody else y'all want a video on, and if it makes sense, then I will do a video on them. Have a good one. Not pinned on his Twitter anymore, but if you go back and search whatever, from the scratch all that, man. It's not pinned on his Twitter anymore, but for a long time, Twin on Max's Twitter